Hello, ghouls and gobletters. Are you ready for some cutting up and kikiing? Are you ready for a scary old time? Well, I hope you are, because now it's time for Hey Qween Halloween Special with your host, Jonny McGovern!
Hello, my ghoulish, gruesome gays, and welcome to the ghastly and gory Halloween episode of, oh girl, Hey Qween, with me, your host, Count Fagula. Today's show is going to be gruesome and gorgeous. Our special guest is no stranger to the spooky couch and to all the world, for she won season 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race. She gives us fashion. She gives us runway. She gives us model. You know who I mean? It's the out-of-this-world, true original, Raja, here today. But before she catwalks on out here, there's another spooky model I need you to know. She's my trick and my treat. And like a mug of hot cider, she's spiked and liked, spicy, and pricey. It's Miss Lady Red Couture. Happy Halloween, Queen.
Happy Halloween, Queen!
Well, how come you didn't dress up for Halloween at all?
Well, you know, I like to be a slut that gets it in the butt.
So, wait, I've got to speak to you at least for a minute as Count Fagula.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I only buy the most expensive fake teeth.
I mean...
Oh.
Oh.
Lady Red, I want to suck your blood.
No.
Now, Lady Red, of course you are giving us an interpretation of...
Of Elvira. I mean, yes, honey, but it's more like, you know, the black Elvira, so it's like Blelvira.
Or Elhira.
Oh, okay, we can do that too.
The mistress ain't no narc.
Okay.
Now, what do you love about Halloween, Lady Red?
I like the candy and the scared trade.
Oh, really?
Yes, they run in multiplicity to my house.
They do. They're fried. They're like, there's only one place to run.
Yes.
That's old Lady Red's mansion on the hill.
They be scared. So I have to comfort them. Over and over and over again. Yes.
Come rest on my bosom.
It's more like, I'm going to suck your, don't worry about it.
Did you ever go trick-or-treating as a kid?
Hell no.
No?
No.
Your parents wouldn't let you?
No, that sounds crazy to me. Let's take our kids out and we're gonna put them on the street to go and peddle candy from people we do not know. Then we're gonna go home and search through all the candy to make sure that nobody tried to kill us. How about we just buy our own damn candy?
You know what? Halloween's canceled, everyone. Lady Red doesn't like it. Just kill.
Yeah, well, you know, your parents, I mean, we got the 99-cent bags, you know what I'm saying? So we got the plentiful ones. So it didn't matter. When people come out, look what candy I got. You'd be like, yeah, bitch, I got that bag and this one too. Thank you.
You trick or treat for yourself all day long. You're like, here you go, here you go.
I'm just saying, I am the trick and the treat. So why do we need to go out and prove it?
You know what? Nothing truer has been said. Well done. Give it up for Lady Red as Elvira, everybody. Well, we have a certain spooky superstar here today.
Yes.
Raja is in the house, everybody. Yes, and we'll be with her right after this very ghoulish break.
Where did he go?
Yeah. Our guest today is one of our all-time favorite Hey Qween guests. She's the winner of season 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race and an enduring queen of all queens. It's the one and only Raja. Yes.
Happy Halloween! Happy Halloweenie, Queen.
Happy Halloweenie, darling.
Honey, you look so good sitting
Thank
there on the
you.
spooky couch.
Thank you, on the spooky couch. Yes, I mean, I'm so honored to be here because it's the Halloween episode, and I fucking love Halloween.
Do you? What is your favorite thing
do.
about Halloween?
Well, there's many things really. I mean, it's really like one of those things that is nostalgic for me. It takes me back to my childhood, as it does for many gays. You know, it's like there's Christmas and then there's Halloween.
Right.
You know? And yeah, Halloween is very, very special.
Were you a Halloween queen?
What does that mean?
Like, did you make your drag debut on Halloween?
No.
That was long before.
That's an interesting question because when I first came to the U.S., I was born in the U.S. but came back when I was 9. It was 1984, and I had never experienced Halloween because I moved to Indonesia when I was 3, and I heard about Halloween. But I came back to the U.S. and Halloween happened, and I remember the excitement of it, and I was like, you can be whatever you want. You can dress as whatever you want for Halloween. And I remember at age 9, I wanted to be a girl for Halloween. And I had drawn out everything that I wanted to wear. It was a swimsuit, of course.
Of course.
Because I wanted to be slutty and gorgeous. It was the 80s.
Fantastic.
Yep,
What a great year to come back, 1984.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Boy George, Culture Club, the Eurythmics were big. Madonna was still kind of new. Cyndi Lauper, you know, it was that time.
Wow.
Solid Gold was still on TV, I think.
Yes, it was all the influences were building up in your head, honey.
All of it. And Halloween I knew was like that day of the year where I could just kind of be whatever the fuck I wanted to be.
Yes.
And I was really inspired too. I was like, that's really where my first love of thrift shops came in, because I knew that you could put together a really quick Halloween costume for very cheap at thrift shops.
Right. And little did you know that style would influence it all.
Yes, very, very much. I'm happy to be here.
I am so
Can we talk
excited to
about
see
this?
you.
I'm
There's
very,
been
very
so much, you've had so much life since the last time we saw you.
It's been about 3 years since I've been here.
Yeah, since you were here spinning in chiffon.
Yeah. This is a beautiful new set.
Thank you, here we are.
We were sitting on the other side before. I think.
Yeah, well, we were in a whole nother building last
Yes,
time.
it's really gorgeous. And who are those guys? Hey.
Oh,
My fans.
those are they didn't get on Drag Race, and they are pissed.
They are my fans because my fans are usually of a certain age. So.
Well, first things first, since we last saw you, honey, you became a Simpsons character.
That's right. That is right.
Oh,
I mean,
my God.
I've had a lot of amazing milestones. In
Look,
my
there
life.
you are.
There I am. You know, when they said that I was when they invited me to do it, I didn't realize that they were going to actually do a likeness of me, and they actually got the tattoos down right. Wow. And then I was like confused about like what color I would be. You know, because I'm assuming that the Simpsons are white, so would I be like ochre?
Right.
I don't know. Like, what color would I be? So, but no, I'm very, very pleased. It was emotional for me to see it for the first time. It was even emotional, like when I left the recording studio, which essentially only took about an hour for us to record my lines. But when I left, I remember feeling really like, whoa, who am I? You know, what the fuck is going on? And then I just realized that I was in the right place and I was exactly where I was supposed to be. So that was definitely one of the highlights of my life for sure.
What was that phone call, and how long before we saw it did you get the news?
Well, I think how the timeline was, they invited me to be the, you know, there was a panel at RuPaul's DragCon, and so they asked me to be the MC of it. And I was very honored to do that.
It was about The Simpsons.
It was about The Simpsons because Ru was appearing on The Simpsons.
Right.
And so they brought in a few of the voices, including Lisa Simpson's voice herself, and one of the writers. And so I was just the person who was just kind of mediating over the whole thing. And I was dressed as Manila and I had decided months before that we were going to go as Patty and Selma, the two aunties that smoke a lot of cigarettes.
Yes.
And so it was just weird because we had decided that a few months before because we were sharing a booth together. And then all of a sudden the Simpsons people called me. And then I met them at the panel. And then all of a sudden, about a month later, they sent my manager an email and they're like, we would love Raja to come and do a piece on this episode that RuPaul's on. And I was like, what? I mean, I grew up with The Simpsons, you know, junior high really was when I first saw it, and they were on the Tracy Ullman show, and they were like this little side note, like funny little animated extra thing that they were doing. So I have followed The Simpsons my entire life, so it was definitely one of those moments that I was like, wow. universe. Wow.
Truly incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, give it up for that. It's not every day that a queen becomes a Simpsons character, honey.
I still have space on my body and my skin where I think I'm going to get it tattooed.
Oh,
I think
you
probably
definitely need to
maybe
do that.
Here, or maybe, I don't know. I'll find a place.
Well, next time you come back,
I'll show it off.
We'll see where it
in
is.
another 3 years.
Now, we're going to talk about your whole summer in P-Town.
Oh,
but
yes.
after you left P-Town, you did a zip around the world, darling. You were in London for Fashion Week.
I did. And you know what? I got to say, I was on RuPaul's Drag Race 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago. I am so thankful. I am so grateful. I am so lucky to get to do what I'm doing, and I'm still traveling. And you know why? It's because I have some fucking manners. New queens need to learn this. Where are the cameras at?
That one's yours right there.
Right there? That one?
Yeah.
Queens, get some fucking manners and just be nice. Go on the road, be nice to people, be nice to your fans, and for sure you'll be working 9 fucking years later. Some of you I can't say that about. So,
Right. Do you think that's been a big issue over the years? Is that queens have believed their own hype and been a pain in the ass?
Sure. And you know what? I'm just telling you from my experience, and I'm telling you, longevity is in some good fucking manners, and just be smart about it.
Right.
So getting to travel to the UK, and wherever I get to. Actually, I'm leaving tomorrow to go to perform in Beirut. Lebanon.
Beirut?
Yes. Have you seen the men there?
No, honey, but I bet they're looking good.
Google, darling. Yes, I'm excited. So
all right.
I'm still very, 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 very fortunate to get to do what I do. So.
You have so many creative projects going on. You were in the First Wives Fight Club.
Yes, I sure was.
With Ginger and Brooklyn Heights.
And one of the most intimidating things I'd ever done in my life.
Oh, yeah?
I'm a dramatic person, but I'm not a theatrical person. There's a difference. I can definitely turn on the drama anywhere, anytime, but I am not theater trained. There was a moment when we were rehearsing that I actually broke down into tears because the other two were doing so well. Ginger Minge is one of those people who were just like, she's a master, in the theater. She sings, she dances, she acts, and then Brooklyn, has her experience with ballet and then there I was, just this fucking dumbass stoner, swilling wine. But it was definitely one of those things that was a challenge, and I think that we should challenge ourselves more as we're going through life and getting older.
And did you learn from that experience?
I learned a lot, and it actually was a great preparation for me to go to Provincetown and do my one-woman show there, because all of a sudden I had this new way of looking at what I was doing on stage. It made me feel like I was more present all of a sudden, because I had gone through this quick, 3-day boot camp with Peaches Christ in San Francisco, and everyone else is doing such a fucking great job, and there I was at this feeling like I had this weak spot all of a sudden, very vulnerable. And it prepared me for an entire really, really fantastic summer in Provincetown. So thank you, Peaches Christ, for that experience.
Yeah, I love it. Now, when you were working with Brooklyn, that was like right about when she was popping off.
She was still on TV, I think.
Yeah. Did you have words of wisdom or make any observations of her in that moment?
I think I gave her my words of wisdom and any advice that I could give her before she, just right as the season was beginning. And Brooklyn and I have been friends for quite a long time, and I don't know if people are even aware of that, but our friendship actually came before Drag Race, so I definitely had words of wisdom for her. Yeah.
And what were they?
Really, what I just said, let's
be nice.
Be nice, be cool, and everyone will rehire you, and you'll return to the club. That promoter and that club owner is going to remember your kindness and your generosity and your just downright coolness. Just keep it fucking cool. Don't act like a fucking asshole.
Yes.
People remember you being an asshole more than they will remember you being cool. So I think being cool will probably get you hired more. I don't know. Is that how it works?
I think so. I think we should make a line of t-shirts. Yeah, sip it up. We bought that special glass just for you.
Thank you very much. And it's filled with Pinot Grigio.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm a Pinot Grigio girl. But the last time I was here, I had to hide my little spliffs in my draped coat, I think.
Right. Well, now we're prepared.
Yes, it's quite the chalice. Yes.
Only the finest the 99-cent store has to offer.
More. These are fantastic.
Yes, well, you can get it all. You can get a whole set.
Fuck it, I'm gonna take this one home.
Yeah, you know what? That's our gift to you, Raja.
Hey Queens, thanks for watching. For part 2 of this interview, click here. For more Hey Queen fabulousness, click here. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.